minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Yo, welcome to the Blue Lounge. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. I hope you guys are all somewhat more energetic than yesterday. Yeah, yesterday that game sapped all the energy from all of us, all Chelsea fans. Do you know what? A bad weekend or a bad result over the weekend kind of messes up the whole week. But it wasn't too bad, or was it? That's what we're going to be discussing today. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about what our expectations are for the rest of the season based on what we've seen in the 4 games this season, 4 Premier League games. We're talking about the Premier League today. That is what we're going to be discussing. Expectations. Should fans be losing their heads? Because I have seen some YouTubers, not going to name them, but you guys have seen them, that have gone a little bit berserk. They've gone mad about what's happened. Discussing the draws, the 2 draws, the 2 wins, like it's the end of the world. Like Chelsea are now out of all title expectations, all challenging for the title. Because we were talking about a lot of this, pre-season, looking at what we were doing. We were looking at potentially going for the title, challenging for the title. And now that we've drawn 2 games, won 2 games, everyone's talking like we're not there. We're not able to do this. I'm going to get the opinion of you guys in the chat, my esteemed world champions on the panel, and we're going to have a nice little discussion about this today. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Before we continue, before we get into it, do me a favor and smash the like button. The YouTube algorithm is doing me dirty. Ever since the transfer window, I don't know, notifications are not going out. Don't know what's happened. But yeah, I need you guys to smash the like button and get the stream to as many people as possible. I see Cole Palmer already in the house. Big up to you, Cole Palmer. Big up to all of you watching. Big up to Kai and big up to Sadiq. Welcome, lads. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Doing good.
Sadiq?
Kai, we need a bit more energy than that, bro.
Energy. Come on.
We're unbeaten. We're 5th. We're back to usual spots. We're 5th place for Champions League. The new Arsenal top 4. Like, come on, let's be excited.
We're not the new Arsenal. Don't say that, Sadiq. Please, that's where I draw the line.
There you go. We've got a bit of energy from Kai there. There you go.
Big up to Courtney. I see you in the chat. Big up to you, Courtney. Courtney, I need you to do a madness today, mate. We need to get these likes up. Because the stream isn't looking so great right now. Let's get these likes up. All right. So, as it stands, we were cheated yesterday. Yeah, we were hustled. Or some will say it was karma. That was an offside decision that was not given to us yesterday. We should not have had that goal count in the last embers of the game. Chelsea should have won that game 2-1, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Sadiq sent me a message just now, just before we went live, and VAR have admitted they made a mistake yesterday. But that being said, we did get the benefit of the doubt against Fulham. So, is it fair? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should VAR be held accountable? Should these decisions be looked at in more detail? Should there be penalties given out for bad decisions? What do you guys think?
I brought this up in my review of the Fulham game,
Yeah.
that VAR is still a massive problem, and yes, that in that game those decisions went off in our favour, but I made it apparent that it is going to go against us very soon, and then we won't be cheering for it. And it is still a problem. It is still a massive problem. So I'm not going to sit here and go, we're hard done by because we didn't get the VAR decision, because I knew this was going to happen, because VAR is still not good enough. And I don't understand how long it is taking to perfect it. It's awful. They shouldn't be making these decisions. It's clear that it was offside, but I'm not going to go on the fact that we should have defended that a hell of a lot better. We had 5 players around 1, which I don't understand how that is possible. But when they've checked it, apparently they're coming out saying that they weren't 100% sure, so they left it to the referee to make that decision.
Yeah.
Immediately, the moment they say that to the referee, he needs to be going to the monitor.
Yes.
He needs to be going to the monitor to check that, to have another look, not just going, I'll just go with my previous call.
Mm.
It is an indecisive decision from VAR, and they cannot make that decision. It means there's question marks on it.
Exactly.
So they have to check it. And they didn't. So they're going to have to force that factor. But there's so much improvement needed, not just in VAR and refereeing in general. I think it's shocking in this country. And to be honest, I don't really have a idea on how to improve it. Because if anything, it's getting worse.
Yeah. I just want to add to that. I mean, well explained for sure. You made it very simple for me there, and everyone in the comments. But I do want to add, I miss the days of the controversial beating the offside trap, whether it's onside or offside, and it goes ahead. You know, we had the ghost goal, Luis Garcia. We don't know if that was over the line or not at the time, 2005, which went against us. But then we've also had moments where it went with us, and I think that was the excitement about the game in general. Obviously, when we heard about VAR, we were excited, but in a way, it has kind of killed the momentum of football games. The modern era, you know, we can talk about Pep changing the game. We can talk about the refs now, the VAR. The whole game itself has changed, right? And this is, I don't know, maybe it's age, okay, but I'm not as excited as I was during the Drogba days or the Zola days, or, you know, back then compared to now. I don't know if it's an age thing, Mo. I don't know, but it's very, very, it's very, very weird. I mean, it's not just with Chelsea. We've seen it with other clubs. We can see in the comments right there, Aston Villa last season did lose that spot as well for the Champions League. Their fans have issues currently. I've seen tweets basically come out saying, because they didn't make the Champions League, so many tickets available right now because they don't want to see Europa League. Obviously, with Champions League, everyone was going to be there. You know, it's going to be packed out. So the actual football game is slowly dying in my eyes. You know, no matter how much new generations are coming through, kids watching it and all that stuff, us, our age right now, can we honestly say we enjoy football as we used to back then? Maybe it's me, but definitely not me.
Yeah,
I know what you're saying in regards to that. I mean, it's like the feeling, the vibe that we used to have. It's been nullified with. I'm going to say money. I'm going to say money. I'm going to say the passion that we used to have before, the feeling, the whole support structure of the club. It seems like the clubs are more focused on fine. I mean, I'll give you a clear example. When we're talking about the transfer window, we see there's a lot more interaction on social media about the transfer window. When it comes to the actual football itself, the interaction kind of dips. And that is a sign of where we are. We are excited about clubs spending money. We're excited about transfers, but we're less so when it comes to the actual football aspect. And I think things like VAR and taking away that human element. I mean, I would rather a referee made it a poor decision than for us to have the technology to be able to actually definitively say that this was offside and not go with it, and
Still get
if
it
that
wrong.
if,
Yeah.
get it wrong, that pisses me off. That upsets me. I mean, even if it's going against us, but if it's clearly offside, if it's clearly not a foul or a foul, then that should be given. Or take away the whole VAR element and just put it down to human error, because I can live with that. Now the man wasn't looking, the man wasn't paying attention. Yeah, and he'll answer for it in due course, because when he makes that mistake time and time again, then he ain't gonna be given the opportunity in the
Who was
future.
the ref
But
again? Who was the ref?
I forgot his name now.
Guy, who was the ref? I know you know. I know you don't know.
I've
Guys
got,
in the
I've got
comments.
Jared. I've got Jared Gillett in my head, but I don't think that was.
No,
the
no,
ref.
it wasn't him. No, it was someone else.
Guys in the comments, let us know.
Yeah,
Who's the
in
ref?
the comments, let us know who was the ref, because
Get
that
interactive,
guy was
mate.
an
Come on.
idiot. Guy was an idiot. Big up to Gabriel. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Big up Gabriel. Big up Cassidy. Chelsea Dan. I've sent you the link, brother. It's on Instagram. If you want to jump on, the link is there for you, brother.
He can't join. He can't join. He said he can't join. Can't
What?
join London.
What did he say?
He's not in London for Wednesday. Seeing family.
Yeah. All right, no problem. Stuart Atwell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, this
Just
guy.
came to me.
This guy.
Just
Yes,
came to me. Just came
this
to me.
guy.
Yeah,
Just
Stuart
quickly as
Atwell.
well. Just quickly, Mo.
Gone.
I spoke to John today.
Yeah.
We spoke about your story, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know we did speak today.
Yeah. Jonathan Mann. Big up to you, my brother. Big up to you. Hope you're watching, and if you are watching, I hope you will. Okay, so I want to discuss expectations. I've already seen people in the comments putting some expectations down, but I want to discuss expectations. And let me see if I can bring it up on the screen. Let's switch to this one. And, go here. Click on this. I'm not sure if I can. All right, I need to adjust the screen. Let me see if this is gonna.
Read that full screen, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I could do the full screen, but I'd rather keep it so we can see everyone in the comments. Let me just make some alterations. Bear with us a second, lads. I'm gonna try and fix this. So
Whilst he's doing that, guys, we'll go through some of the comments. Bobby Fairview, I see you, man. Finally, I love how you support Mo, but never me, bro. You support me on X, but on YouTube, you're not coming on my streams, bro. What's going on? Big up Blue Lounge. I hope that you are doing well. What about me and Kai? What's going on here? We benefited from the VAR for at least 6 points already this season. We can't be shameless now. Yes, very, very true. That's what we're
100%.
saying, but it gets to a point where someone needs to kind of draw the line now and take responsibility, right? I mean, if that was us in our jobs, we'll be sacked time and time again doing that mistake.
Well, that's the thing. And what's annoying, right, is every time a mistake comes out, they just come out, oh, we apologise. We've made a mistake. I don't want to hear that. Stop making the mistakes or hire some more competent people. Like, sick and tired of hearing all their apologies after games.
Games, what's his name? David Coot, whatever his name is, or Coot, whatever his name is. He even explained on private chats and stuff about the actual experiences of the game, right? Ever since being sacked, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
The truth comes out eventually, right? Even when you're retired, even Mark Clattenburg, when he spoke about Chelsea and Tottenham, he wanted that game to go on and on and on with the fouls. They should have had a couple of red cards on that day, 2015-16 season. So I would not be surprised if, we hear stories in 5 to 10 years' time about VAR that they were told to do X, Y, Z or something. I would honestly not be surprised.
all right, let's let me see if I can zoom in. If it's gonna, here we go. This is good. This is better. All right. So at the moment, as it stands, Liverpool. And by the way, Liverpool was so lucky today, man. They were so lucky today. Liverpool are top of the league on 12 points, 4 matches played, 4 matches won. Manchester United and Manchester City. Manchester United are a banter club, man. They have become a banter club, seriously.
He's not got long, man.
Were they bad? Were they that bad today? I don't think they were that bad today.
Mate, 3-0. 3-0.
I don't agree. I don't think that scoreline tells the truth.
They didn't look particularly good, no.
I mean,
They were they attacking wise, they were okay. They were
It's
actually
the midfield. The midfield is a problem, a massive problem.
Played 4, lost 2, drawn 1.
Yeah, but they should have been Arsenal. Let's be honest.
1-1.
They should have been Arsenal. They slapped Arsenal, and Arsenal fans are going on about whether Saka can get back in the team in front of Madueke. I mean, that sums up 2025 at the moment, no? These guys are going on like Madueke is the next biggest thing. And thank you, Chelsea fans, they said to me, which is mad.
I'm gonna say something, and I don't know what you guys think about this, but I was expecting. We're gonna focus on Chelsea. I was expecting. Big up worldwide Chelsea. I've not been making the lives, but I've been listening and leaving comments. All right. But listen, mate. You go in the live, click like, pop out. Just click like and pop out, man. You got to be helping the brother. You got to be helping the brother.
If you like help, let's go.
Yeah, big up, Bobby. I do that. You know what? All my all the YouTubers that I follow, even if I don't have time to watch the video, if I see the video coming out, just go in there. I watch like a minute of the video, click like and go out, and then I'll go back and watch it when I've got time, because I know the first hour or so, every view counts, every like counts, to help that video reach as many people as possible. So I just literally just go in there, watch a minute, 30 seconds, hit the like button, go back and watch it when I have time. But yeah, big up to Bobby, big up all the people you're seeing in the chat here right now. These are all loyal supporters, loyal fans, Papa Chels. These guys are all Papa Chels. Let's get back to the table. So, Chelsea Football Club, my expectations, my trajectory for us this season was always to be there or thereabouts. Up until Christmas, just after Christmas, and then that's when I wanted to see us make a move and a proper challenge. Every race, when you're at the top, when you're at the front, it's harder to maintain. But if you're in that pack, trying to get to the front, when it comes to the last, 100 meters, 200 meters, depending on how big the race is, that's when you start sprinting. That's when you start to gain momentum and try to win it. So I agree. I can't remember who said the comment, but someone said about us, dropping points now is doable. We can't afford to be dropping points February, March, April. That's when we really need to be starting to get every single point that, because it's going to make a massive difference. So where we are right now, 5th in the league, and literally 1 point off second place, it isn't the end of the world. What do you guys think? What's your thoughts on our position so far?
Pretty much. Yeah. No, you guys. Sadiq's right.
Oh, I was gonna say, on paper, I think we've had the easier teams compared to the ones around us, and
fair comment, yeah.
I think they're not easy, but we are unbeaten. It's a weird one. I don't think it's bad, and I don't think it's been very, very good. So it's in the middle, which is quite rare for us. But look at the fixtures coming up. If we do not beat the likes of United away since 2013 or whenever it was, Juan Mata getting us top 4 under Rafa Benitez, then there's a serious problem, right? In terms of what we're trying to do and progress. I feel like if we can't beat teams like United away, we're still going to be in the same position where we're probably going to be top 4, top 5, bro, honestly. And I think this season, no one so far has been convincing. Liverpool have been lucky every single game, but that's what champions do. And Arsenal at home against the smaller clubs have been 10 out of 10. But we've seen against Liverpool, United, they have not got it over the line. Man City, Rodri's back. Maybe it might take him a while to get back to his best, and Pep can play the way he wants. And obviously Donnarumma, that some of the saves he made today was incredible. I saw people tweet they would take those saves over a ball playing goalkeeper, right? And it is moments like that where we need leaders, experience, and that's where I feel like we're going to be coming short. We've spent money on raw Gittins. Garnacho could be a risk, hit and miss. We can only hope for the best right at the moment. But questions will be asked probably in end of the season for the people above. Where are we going with these signings? And that's it's so difficult to be positive 24/7. I can imagine you, Mo, I can imagine Kai on the streams, on the videos. You guys want to say the right things and make sure you don't come across too negative. But there are times where you just can't lie, and there's a lot of people out there that do lie, whether it's for views or not. It is difficult to watch this every single day. I mean, the last 2-3 years, right? It was difficult. It we
I
didn't
mean,
enjoy it.
you don't see us making improvements. You don't think we have improved the squad.
Um,
I mean, in comparison to
certain
the last
sections we
couple of
have.
years.
Certain sections, certain,
Yeah,
certain parts of the squad we have.
yeah.
I think we spoke about the defender, we spoke about the goalkeeper.
Hmm.
The wingers, obviously, we've brought players, but have we really improved? I think we've gone sideways. I don't think it's gone worse or better. So
Yeah.
Madueke leaving, Gittins coming in. You can't really say who's better, right? I mean, Madueke has more experience in the league at the moment, but Gittins can come good. Garnacho wasn't consistent at United, but could be the gem. Who knows? He looked very lively coming on, but defensively was asleep. Not fully his fault. Everyone's fault for that goal for sure. But it's difficult because I feel like we've got Arsenal, Barca. A couple of weeks after they've got Man City. We will see the real test, right?
Yeah.
And the team will have to, they've had time to gel around that time, and we should be picking up certain points, and that's when we can make a judgment. I think after January is where we can say where we think they can finish, because I've seen Arsenal go unbeaten until January, I think 2013, I think it was, and then
Mm.
it was City, Liverpool, Chelsea fighting for the title because they dropped
Yeah.
down so much. So things can change very easily, but we've seen with Conte, Chelsea, I'm not saying it's the same level with Costa and Hazard and stuff, but we started really badly and then we went on a long run. This could happen where we can get a lucky run as well and get the
Yeah.
confidence in. The more games you win in a row, the confidence builds up
I
massively.
mean, this comment here. I'll come to you, Kai, in a second. But this comment here from Gabriel in regards to Gittins. We made a mistake in the past, and I think we're making it again with looking at what we've achieved in pre-season with some of the players and thinking that this is the same type of form to expect from them in the actual league. And I'm talking about Gittins, Estevao, Delap, João Pedro, all these new players who've just come in. Pre-season, they did bits. Now I'm not judging just yet. I did give Gittins a bit of a roasting yesterday, and I think I'll be giving him a bit of a roasting moving forward because I'm not quite convinced yet. But I agree with Gabriel. 10 games is a good benchmark for us to make a judgment or to make a call in regards to certain players. In regards to the actual league and where we're going to finish, you're right, Sadiq. January is a good benchmark for us to assess. Kai, what's your thoughts on this, brother?
Yeah, I mean, obviously disappointing yesterday, naturally, but I still feel the same as I did even after the victory. Oh, the draw yesterday felt like a loss, to be honest. I still think we're going to have a pretty good season. Obviously, yeah, it's tough when things don't go the way that you wanted, to slip straight back into that negative, and some people take it to the extreme. Some people are sort of falsely too positive. the main thing is, look, we are unbeaten. We're still in and around the top 5. I said 1 point behind second at the moment, so it's not the end of the world. We don't want to be dropping points to these type of teams when we're having the easiest run out of most of the teams at the top. However, there's not one team that go through any season really that don't drop points to these type of teams. It always happens seasonal.
I'm getting some feedback. Is it coming from UK or from you, Sadiq? I'm hearing like a thumping
It's for me.
noise.
Sorry, for me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, there's not one team that goes through a season that doesn't drop points to these type of teams. It's if we're going to do it consistently. Crystal Palace, tough team to break down, always have been. Brentford is definitely a blip where you look at it, considering what they've lost, the manager, the players. We should have gone and beaten that team, definitely. But it just takes one game. If we go and beat Bayern Munich on Wednesday or go and beat Man United next weekend and we start hitting 3-4 games, winning games, we'll forget about this. And we won't be talking about it so much. I get it, it's still fresh in the mind. It happened yesterday. But I don't think it's the end of the world. I do think some players are still struggling to adapt to the speed of the league at the moment. But I can say that across every team. No team at the moment I look at and go, they're miles above everybody else. Liverpool, really, really lucky today, but they're doing what they need to do to, retain their title. They're getting the points that they need it, but they still don't look great. So it's going to be based on which team improves the quickest, really. Usually about 10 games in, you'll have a good idea.
Kai, so, what scares the hell out of me is our defence. Our defence, I think, is going to let us down. This is the only aspect right now that is concerning me. Attack, I think we're doing all right. I think we have got enough there to allow us to have a challenge. But defensively, I think when we play against a good team, they can. I'm scared to say this, but we could get embarrassed. We could get embarrassed.
Yeah, I think the balance yesterday in that back line was off massively. Fofana should have never been playing right back.
Yeah.
Tosin and Chalobah didn't have their best of games, but I wouldn't mind maybe even seeing Josh for a little bit in the back line. I think Fofana's one of those that he's going to need time to get back up to the speed of the league. He still looks like a player that's been missing for a very long time, which is expected, but being out for so many games for an entire season to try and come in and play at a tough pace is going to be difficult and out of position. It is a worrying sign. We know, even though Maresca sort of tried to backtrack it a little bit, we know that he did want a centre-back, and it is probably one of those areas that we really needed to address in the window. And I think if it continues the way that it's going, we'll probably address it in January.
Yeah.
It might even be that maybe we bring back Sarr from his loan because he seems to be doing all right if they really don't want to pay money out for a top quality defender. But we need some experience. We need something. We need a top level centre back.
I know you can't really judge based on one game, but looking at Bastoni yesterday, Inter Milan against Juventus, this is the player that we were linked with, and he is supposedly a top class centre back. But watching him in that game, he didn't fill me with confidence, and I'm thinking to myself, do you know what? A lot of these players have a lot of hype around them, but in actual fact, we may have better players than them in our squad, in our second club, Strasbourg, in other teams that could be an option. Gerhi, I think he's on a free transfer at the end of
It will be next summer, yeah.
Next summer, right? And I think the same with the Kanote from Liverpool.
Yeah.
So there are going to be some big name defenders or hyped up defenders that are available. So I'm not so keen on making a move in January. January never is a good transfer window. The winter transfer window is never really a good window for us to make a top acquisition. A lot of the acquisitions that we've made in the winter transfer window haven't really panned out too great. I think the only one, I think David Luiz was one that we got in the winter transfer window, and I think he's an exception to the rule. But a lot of the transfers that we get in the winter don't always go to plan. We should have addressed this. Maresca did request it in the last transfer window. The board didn't comply. That for me is going to probably cost us the race. That's the way I see it. Defense is a problem.
Yeah. If you can get Mark Gurhey in January, I'd take that, because obviously he'd be out of contract in the summer, so it's not like they're going to get a big fee for him. And what they were asking, 35 million for Liverpool, which I think is a steal for that type of player. So you might even get him any cheaper. So that would probably be the only centre back that potentially could be available. But we know Liverpool are going to go in for him again in January, so it's going to be one of those fights and see who gets a signature. Yeah, it's definitely an area of concern that, yeah, we can't do anything about it now. That's it. I do think in the summer there's going to be a lot of centre backs leaving. I think Badiashile will leave in the summer. I have a suspicion Tossin's going to go in the summer as well. And unless Fofana improves and can actually stay fit, I think he might go in the summer as well. And they'll bring in centre back after that. Probably maybe 2, maybe even 3.
The issue I have is this: we seem to sell,
yeah,
but what we bring in doesn't seem to be,
Better.
quality. Yeah,
yeah. But if you look at the ones that we brought in, so at the time when we bought Fofana, he was one of the best young centre backs at the time. There's no guarantee with any player that you bring in that they're going to come in and be perfect.
With Fofana, look, we are fans. We don't have access to all the information, but even we saw his record, and we knew when he comes in, this guy is going to spend more time in the emergency room than he's going to spend on the pitch. We saw that before, before we bought him. Why didn't the club see that? Why? I mean, what is it about some of these deals that we looking at it from a fan perspective, we can see the error of this deal, and yet they can't, and that baffles the hell out of me. I mean, I don't want to be talking negatively at this point, because I think it's too early.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the kind of videos and the kind of streams I was doing over the past couple of years when it came to the ownership, the directors. I'm not happy, but when things go in a positive direction, we acknowledge it. But I'm starting to think maybe it's not as positive as I think the Club World Cup was a good band-aid. I think the Conference League, a good band-aid. Finishing top 4, band-aid. But end of the day, has Chelsea turned a corner? Are we really in a position to start to challenge? Are we really in a position to start to do what we want to see them do? Again, not just on these 4 games, but the fact of that we saw some decisions being made. We bought Gittins, we didn't buy Simmons. We loaned a geezer from Brighton without an obligation to buy, which doesn't really make any sense. Why are we loaning this geezer in when we already have players who can do this role? We sold players that I'm thinking to myself, maybe we shouldn't have. Like, for example, Carney Chukwuemeka. I'm not so sure we needed to make that sell. I think he would have been beneficial to have in the squad. Dewsbury Hall, another player that maybe would have been beneficial to have in the squad. It looks like we are only a couple of injuries away from having a massive, massive crisis.
How big do you want the squad to be?
I don't want it to be too big, but at the same time, I want to have enough quality replacements.
So at the moment we've got, if you take let's say everybody's fit. We've got 2 to 3 players per position. How much bigger do you want it to be?
Two to three players per position is good for certain positions. Others, two to three players per position is not enough. I'll give you an example. Right now, in the striker position, we are screwed right now. Attacking players, we've got a ton. Striker, we are screwed. João Pedro, the man can finish. But João Pedro is more comfortable in the 10.
But how many teams in the league have more than 3 strikers? Because that's what you're asking. You're asking for 4 or 5 strikers.
No. I'm asking to have 2 strikers and a backup. So, for example, João Pedro for me. No, we don't. João Pedro for me is the backup. João Pedro for me is not the striker. João Pedro should be in the 10. He should be a backup as a backup striker when we are lacking with a striker. So we should have Delap and another striker. Gui for me is not the level. We sold him. I mean, we loaned him. You know, we had to pull some favors to get him back from Sunderland. We didn't plan for that. Delap getting injured, all we had is the backup, which is João Pedro. Because for me, João Pedro, fantastic player, but he's not really a striker. Even yesterday, when we saw the substitution, when Tyreek George came on, Tyreek George went up front, and Pedro went back. This is the thing, don't have a massive squad, but have enough quality so you're able to move players around. And we don't seem to be doing that.
I'm glad I've seen Kai and Mo back to back going back and forth, man. It was good to see. It is tough. I get what Kai is saying as well. It's difficult to keep everyone happy at the same time as well, right? If we have a lot of players, if we're being honest as well. So Champions League, how many games are we looking at average so far, guys? 60? Or just under 60?
Well, the whole season?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends how far you go.
Yeah.
So,
they've got to think about African nations, if any players are going as well. International break injuries could happen. It's tough. Kai, how many players do you think should be in a squad? 23, 25?
At this day and age, you're probably looking at trying to have the max amount of players, which I think is 30.
Yeah,
with the amount of football that's being played. But I've always to have 2 players per position, I think, is an ideal scenario. However, it's slightly changing now with the amount of games where you're probably looking to have around 3 players per position, just with the amount of football, including the international breaks and everything like that, to be covered. However, there's not many teams. We probably find we're the only ones that have the luxury of having that many players. Yes, we could improve on the quality, of course. And we've not started the season amazing, and the players that we've brought in have not been amazing, but that's not to say that they won't. We could be talking in 10 games time about Gittins and Garnacho and João Pedro and go, these look like quality signings. We've now got quality in all positions, but because they're not performing right now, we're now going, it's not good enough. We need more players in. And that's my only problem, is that we were talking the whole time, why do we keep stockpiling players? Why do we keep stockpiling players? And now people are going, we need to stockpile players. We don't have enough. For me, we have enough. We just need to improve on the quality. But we also need to give the ones that we brought in time to show their quality. 4 games is not enough. People were slating Garnacho after 10 minutes of football.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's 10 minutes. What can you tell me? 10 minutes?
I don't think he did that bad. I think he did all right.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. We have to give the players that have come in time to prove what they can do, and what the club have done their research and said that they're good enough to come in. So we have to give them time. But we also have to understand we do have a very stacked squad. Midfield wise, take the pivot role. 5 players for 2 positions. And out of every team in the league, I think we have the best midfield in the league. in terms of quality and in terms of options. But Darius Sugo's out.
Lavia.
We don't know if Romeo Lavia is going to stay fit. He's come back. Hopefully he can stay fit this time. But if we were to lose him, people will be going, oh, we need more midfielders. We don't have enough. You can't have 100 players. You can't. You've got to have... We are going to go through and look at Arsenal. Their players are dropping like flies. They don't have as much players as us, but they're still expecting to do fine in the league. So what's the difference? Because you can't tell me that their backup players are amazing, because they're not. We've gotten rid of one of our third choice players to be their backup. So you're telling me because Saka's injured now, Noni, now that they're in a better chance of winning the league than us. How does that make sense? Because on the right-hand side, who we've got, do we think Pedro Neto at the current moment is better than Noni Madueke? Yes, I do. Do I think Esteval is showing more quality than Noni Madueke did in the 2 seasons for Chelsea? Yes, still lots of things for him to prove. But yes, so have we improved on Noni? Yes. Left-hand side, Sancho, Mudryk, which we can't really get... I mean, I thought he was doing all right before he got the ban, but we haven't seen him since. And then we had Tyreek George. So on the left-hand side, we've now got Tyreek George, we've replaced Sancho with Gittins, and now we've got Garnacho. So we have bigger squad depth, hopefully more quality, only time will tell. So
Kai, just interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah.
Tyreek George is not here by choice or by design.
Yeah.
He's so they plan for him to leave. Yeah.
I still think he probably will go in January, but in terms of what we had, it looks like it should be an improvement. Up front, Nicholas Jackson and Nkunku, if you really want to put him in there. That's all we had last season. Now, Delap, João Pedro, and I know you say you see him as a 10, but he's come out and Maresca have come out saying he's a 9. So I'm just taking that into category. That's what they expect him to be. So as a number 9, Delap, Pedro, and Mark Gu as the third choice. Is that more depth and more quality than what we had last season? Yes, 100%. So, yeah, I don't know how many more players we want or how many more players we need. Of course, quality-wise, defensively is the area that we...
Kai, I agree. I agree with you. We are better in regards to the personnel that we have this season. But this season, we're in the Champions League. Last season, we weren't. So the quality that we have this season needed to improve because we are at a different level this season. This season, we are in the Champions League. And for us, that is a tournament that, that holds a lot of value and it holds a lot of ambition. There's a lot of teams that play in the Champions League who dream to win it. Yeah. Arsenal being one of them. They dream to win it. We don't dream about winning it. We believe we can because we have twice. And we expect to win it again and again and again. So it seemed like Chelsea, when they enter the Champions League, they're entering it with that belief that they can win the Champions League. Therefore, they have to have the squad to be able to do that. And I think right now, we are missing a couple of players to be in that position. And I think we should have addressed it because we knew we were missing those players before the end of the window. We do have the finances to address it. But again, I think we fumbled it in that transfer window. I think and again, depending on the reports that we were hearing, I think our focus was in the one place in that transfer window.
I think it was all about selling. I think that was the biggest, because we spent more time, especially after the Club World Cup, selling than we did even thinking about buying. And I don't believe this whole we had to match UEFA's money thing to the extent that it halted us completely from buying anybody. Because we made 300 and something in sales, plus the 100 from.
Do you think the charges played on the minds? Because it's something that has been going on for quite some time.
What the breaches?
The breaches, yeah.
But then you would have thought they would try and get as much business done as now as possible in case they get a transfer ban. So to get those quality, those experienced players in now, because we might not be able to do it in the next season.
But maybe they were trying to move in a way where they don't raise a lot of red flags to get that transfer ban. maybe they were trying to play it low key, just in case.
But the
wanted
breaches
attention.
are mainly on like player agents, like underhand brown envelope kind of
Yeah,
things, not
and
much
and
on.
Brown envelope.
and
Yeah,
from a decade ago, at least a
yeah.
decade ago. Yeah, I don't know. Sadiq, what's your thoughts? You've been quiet, man.
I'm just enjoying you two going back to back like Drake. It was good to hear. I'm reading the comments at the same time. I'm enjoying it. I'm just listening. Sometimes just got to sit back, lean back, Fat Joe, and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, it's great points from you lot. I mean, I just think the quality could have just been better. We made a comparison to even Spurs. Spurs getting rid of one of the main guys, and they're going in a different direction. This could go very good for them, or this can go very badly for them, right? But
Mm.
it's an exciting time for them to look at it, if you're being honest, because they've been in a situation where they don't spend money, or they might spend money once in a blue moon. But this window, we have seen them sign good players. And I think as a Chelsea fan, we would have wanted those players. It come out that we agreed personal terms with Mohamed Kudus. We offered Drewsbury Hall, I think it was, on 40 million, which was rejected or something like that, around those lines. That news came out yesterday or the day before yesterday. So yeah, Nini FC, Blue Lions TV was actually correct. He did mention that quite a few weeks ago before everyone as well. So there are some sources out there, guys. Some of your YouTubers that you watch, they do have some sources. He was right about Mohamed Kudus. So I think, yeah, if we signed better quality, I don't think we'll be having this conversation right now. And obviously, like Bobby Fairview said in the comments, we did not buy a single player with Champions League experience. You know how mad that is? That's very, very true. That is not nice to see. Obviously,
Um,
mine would have been
Sa-
one, I think.
Sadiq, do you agree with this comment though? Because I think I disagree
I disagree on
personally.
that one too.
I
And he
disagree with
didn't.
this comment.
And again, I would say João Pedro is the upgrade on Jackson. Delap is the upgrade on Nkunku. So immediately, yes, we've upgraded. Because João Pedro is seen as the starting number 9. So you can't take the second choice number 9 and compare him to last season's starting number 9. You have to take like for like. So João Pedro is the starting number 9. Is he an upgrade on Jackson? Yes, he is. He's shown it already. So I'm in agreement with you, Mark. I disagree on that comment from Bobby there. I think because Garnacho, well, I don't know how people can judge Garnacho already, but I think it's more based on what they've watched at United rather than watch Chelsea. Because
I
if
think
you're basing it on 10 minutes of football, just
I think on ability though, Kaido, man. I think
of course, yeah, I get it, but they're at the
Nkunku
club.
is better than Delap, for example, and Noni is better than Gittins. Like that's
You see. Let me step in here because I think the comparison is not right. So Bobby, in regards to Gittins, I don't think Gittins is an upgrade on anyone that we had in the squad. Yet to be proven, and he could prove me wrong. Gittins can prove me wrong. Garnacho, in regards to Sancho, in regards to Mudryk, I think Garnacho potentially an upgrade. Delap for me is an upgrade on Jackson. In regards to Nkunku, I think João Pedro is an upgrade on Nkunku. So that's how I'm seeing it. Jackson, Delap, Nkunku, Pedro, João Pedro. Now, in regards to Gittins, oh, yet to be seen.
so sorry, Murmur. I have to head out, bro. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. To be fair, I did decide to make the stream shorter today. So I just see God of Fogs coming in. Big up to you, God of Fogs.
Go for
Lads, I am going to try to keep these streams on Sunday night to just under an hour because I am uploading them on TikTok.
Let's go.
So these streams are live on YouTube, but they will be going as an upload on TikTok. So for those of you who are not following me on TikTok or X, please do. Link is in the description. But yeah, we are going to wrap up. We will be back on Tuesday night for the Bayern Munich preview. I've got a Bayern Munich fan waiting in in the wings. He's going to be coming in, and we're going to be having a discussion, and we are going to be doing a live match reaction straight after the Bayern Munich Chelsea game on Wednesday, and then we'll be back to normal streaming routine for the weekend. But yeah, everyone in the chat, thank you for being here. Sadiq, Kai, big up to you guys, and we will all be back on Tuesday. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Take care, people.